Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing a GeForce RTX 4060 in Forza Horizon 4. That's because this game will be delisted in December of this year and you can no longer buy it by then, unfortunately. But it is 80% off at the moment and it's actually a great game, so let's test it out. We're using the MSI Ventus 2X version of the RTX 4060, latest Nvidia drivers as usual, and I am not overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU Z resizable bar is also enabled, and over on the left we're pairing it with a Ryzen 9 7950X3D with half of its cores disabled, making it pretty much the same as a Ryzen 7 7800X3D and 32GB of RAM. Of course, these are overkill specs for the 4060, but that's not the point. We're testing the GPU, and a much slower CPU won't bottleneck it in this game either. Let's get into it, shall we? And here we have it, beautiful car, crisp here, zWORMz logo everywhere, look at that, beautiful. It was made by a subscriber, thank you so much. Let's start counting our FPS. We're getting 160s, 170s right here. It's extremely smooth of an experience. It also looks really good, even by today's standards. You know, this game released back in... I don't even know when it released, but I'll tell you. It released in 2018. What? Seriously? This is 6 years old already and it looks like this? Now, obviously, it's winter time in the Forza Horizon 4's map this time around, unfortunately. So there's no greenery. I like it when it's green, you know, because it's more beautiful in my opinion. But it still looks insanely good. There's no doubt about it, right? So over here is the festival area. It usually drops a little bit around this area. Well, not really. It's still getting 200s and down into like the 170s at times. That's so good. I mean, Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5 as well are very well optimized titles on the PC platform, and yeah, you can just run ultra settings. I forgot to show you the settings, right? We're starting at 1080p using the maximum settings aside from MSAA, which is set to 4 times instead of 8 times, and FXAA, which blurs the image, so why would you use it, right? It's getting darker right now. I don't like that too much. Ooh, down into the 160s around here. I guess... there we go. The driving skills show up again, or the lack of. Anyway... Apparently, vegetation is a bit more intensive than populated areas, you know, like the festival area back there, and we're down into the 160s, but of course, this is a 4060, guys. This game is 6 years old. It was super well optimized when it came out, and, well, these days it's just really easy to run, I guess. You could even run this on a GT 1030. I'm sure I have tested it in the channel. If not, I am sure I tested like a 1050 Ti as well as maybe a 750 Ti, and it ran absolutely fine. Finally, we're getting a little bit of sunlight here. I like that a little bit better, you know. And actually, I have no idea where I'm going at the moment, but I want to go to the big city of this game because maybe it's gonna drop a little bit more there. I think with the Steam Deck, that's the last device that I tested here in Forza Horizon 4. I think it dropped the most in that area, but that was also CPU limited sometimes, so yeah. I don't know. Oh, up, sharp right, Samir, sharp right, god damn it. Let's go. Driver has high FPS. This is very true right now. HD output. Well, I'm not sure about that, but we're actually playing in full HD, so that's also right. Perfect skin, my friends. It's powered by the GT 710. That's why we're going very fast right now, because the GT 710 is the best GPU in the world. And I'm sure I tested it here in this game. You know what? I'll leave the GT 710 video pinned in the comment down below, because I think I actually tested very low resolutions as well there. It's a great watch, okay? Along with the Discord server. Check that out if you haven't already. Anyway, oh my god. I think we're getting close to the city. Yeah, this is it. Okay, lots of buildings around us. It's definitely not as intensive as the forest area, guys. Look at that. We're getting 200 plus in the big city of this game. How crazy is that? Holy crap, dude. That's awesome. Look at that. Beautiful monuments right here. Nice sunset, kind of. It's golden hour, I guess. And yep, that's it. I got nothing else to say here at 1080p. It runs buttery smooth. There's no need for DLSS or frame generation. The game also doesn't support those technologies, you know. But yeah, it's an older title that's actually well optimized, so you don't need that. Let's go up to 1440p resolution. Here we go, 2560 by 1440. This is what we want. Maximum settings once again with 4 times MSAA, and let's try it. Also, guys, MSAA in this game is a bit different to other games, you know, it works a bit differently, so it's not as intensive, and that's why we can actually have it at 4 times. If it was another game with 4 times MSAA, like for example Red Dead Redemption 2, we'd see a big drop in performance by enabling that, but here in Forza Horizon 4 as well as Forza Horizon 5, that just doesn't happen, okay? Alright, let me just go this way. Damn it, no! You know what? I don't want to lose my spoiler here, because that's very important. Not a problem. We got some roundabouts here, some vegetation as well. Another big roundabout. This is nice for drifting and stuff. Look at that. Awesome stuff. Oh boy, there we go. We're fine. All good. Yeah, that's a big castle right there. I have never noticed it, actually. I didn't really play a lot of Forza Horizon 4. I know it's a great game. A lot of people like it. Some people like it even more than Forza Horizon 5, by the way. So yeah, it's 14 euros at the moment with 80% off. I think it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you enjoyed Forza Horizon 5. Like, you're not missing much on the graphics department, since it still looks very good, and it runs buttery smoothly, and it has a good story and everything else. So why not check it out, right? It's a good time to buy it right now. And if you're wondering, you won't be able to buy it, not because Microsoft is like stupid or something and they prevent you from buying their old title, you know. It's just because some of the sponsorships and stuff like that and agreements are coming to an end, and well, they'll need to drop it from the stores, unfortunately, but you'll still be able to play it even online, you know. It's gonna work fine still. Right now we need to go to a big forest area. I think there's one in that direction. Yep, I see a lot of trees at least. That's definitely where we want to go at the moment. But yeah, as you can see, even if you're playing at 1440p resolution, that was a bad pop in there from that bush. You can play at high refresh rates all of the time with maximum settings. It's gonna work absolutely fine. And I should definitely probably check older GPUs and weaker GPUs in this game, because it's very, very easy to run. Alright, oh no, not the spoiler again, please. Okay, we got a lot of vegetation here, guys. 117, 115, lower 1-teens basically is what we get in what is worst case scenario, I would say. I haven't played the entire game once again, but this is way more intensive than like the city areas and so on. And it's a dense forest area as well. So yeah, very good results, 100 plus all of the time. Even the 1% lows are very good. I miss these experiences after testing so many recent titles that are stuttery as hell. Like, this is how games should be optimized, okay? Let's try it at 4K next. Let me just resize Afterburner here, or Rivatuner should I say. There we go. And now we're at 3840 by 2160 using the same exact settings. I'm still going to have the MSAA set to 4 times here. We're getting 69! How beautiful and nice is that? Oh boy, oh come on, come on, come on. If we manage to get 69 FPS on average at the end of this is gonna be perfect. Like, also, since it's not really dropping much from, what, the mid-60s here in this huge forest area, very, very dense one, as I told you already, and as you can clearly see, of course, I don't think it's going to drop from 60 FPS. Some big bushes right here. Not dropping, 59 FPS on the 1% lows, but I don't think it dropped that far. I think I saw like 60 minimum, and that's about it. Of course, you can lower down that MSAA at a 4K resolution. It's not really that needed, you know. You could use 2 times and still have a very sharp image indeed. But if you want to leave it at 4 times, which by Digital Foundry's review of Forza Horizon 4 or 5, I don't remember which one it was, but they work similarly again. That's the best way to play the game. You know, it will deliver the best visuals to performance ratio. This is pretty surprising, guys. I mean, the game's from 2018, so no wonder it runs well at 4K on a 4060, but at the same time, it looks really good still. And it runs flawlessly even at 4K res. This is not a problem, of course. In a 2018 title, you can play at 4K maximum graphics settings with 8GB of VRAM, absolutely fine. After all, 8GB back in 2018 were considered high-end, mid-range to high-end. Oh my god! Alright, we're good. It's snowing actually right now. This is nice, guys. You know what? I started the video by saying that greenery is more beautiful. I still think it is. But this is also really beautiful, like the sunset right there, sunset colors. All right, guys, here we go. We're now in a race. This one is a bit different because I needed to restart the game because I actually set it now to 4K using maximum settings, but 2 times MSAA instead of 4 times. I just wanted to see what it's capable of with 2 times instead. And, well, it still looks really, really good, although I can spot a little bit of shimmering, like right there, for example, or aliasing, basically. Although, you might want to play like this if you're playing races and stuff like that, because of course with higher FPS comes lower input lag, a smoother experience, higher refresh rate one. This is so gorgeous over here, holy crap, with all of these lights and reflections and so on. Like, we got some really pretty reflections on the back of the car, on the road and stuff. It's gorgeous, look at that. Damn. And over here especially. Wow, doesn't look like a 2018 title, does it? At all, holy crap. Now, with 4 times MSAA, we'd be getting around like 70 frames per second, as we saw previously, but with 2 times, it still looks really, really nice, although a slight bit more aliased, but with 100 FPS average almost. So I think if you want to play this game at the 4K resolution with a 4060, this is the way to go. It is super pretty still, very sharp, very detailed. It gets high FPS at the same time. I mean, even if you don't have a 4K monitor, just hook this up to your TV if it's 4K resolution and enjoy some beautiful graphics with the 4060 here. Let's quit the event now, and lastly for this video, I want to check it out at 8K resolution, but for that I will actually disable the MSAA. Look at that, 22 FPS, yep, this is not gonna go well. I mean, it's still highest settings, but at 8K resolution, so of course I should have expected this. Now, this is a complete lie, okay? Driver has high FPS. No. 7680 by 4320, it's 4 times the pixel count as 4K resolution, alright? So it's really, really intensive. No MSAA, still on the extreme settings, or max settings. Yep, it's a cinematic experience after all. 24 frames per second. I guess you could play like this if you locked your FPS to like 20 and get used to it, but what's the point? I mean, at least compared to 4 times MSAA at 4K, in this particular title, since it's so damn sharp at 4K already, with that MSAA setting enabled, it kind of looks similar to that, you know? I mean, I can't really see any shimmering at all anywhere. Maybe a little bit over there, actually. Yeah, definitely. So those little lines on the road were shimmering, or aliased, actually. I should say aliased, because it's not shimmering, it's aliased. It's kind of the same thing, actually. Anyway, doesn't matter. What matters is this is not playable at 8K resolution. So if you have an 8K TV and a 4060, you probably have a 4090 if that's the case, but if you have an 8K TV and a 4060, you can't play this game at maximum settings. So what I'm gonna do is set it to like high settings preset, which again, look at that. It enables MSAA by default this game. It's really interesting. But let's disable MSAA, play on high settings, native 8K still. Oh no, it's dropping into the 20s, so at least in cutscenes it will drop, but when we're actually playing the game, look at that, it's in the 40s. It's getting 40-ish frames per second. How crazy is that? We're at 8K high settings, it still looks really, really good, okay? I mean, I can't tell the difference in like the detail and so on. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit less detailed overall, but it's not bad looking still. It's kind of like in Horizon 5 or Forza Horizon 5. The game looks quite a bit worse than ultra settings, but it still looks good, right? And it's 8K resolution, so if you want play at 8K for some weird reason with your 4060, you can. Okay. Now, why not check it out at 1080p high settings since we're here, right? It's just for fun to see how many FPS we're gonna get. It's crazy. It gets 300. Oh my gosh, look at the GPU utilization. It is starting to fluctuate a bit, so maybe we're reaching the limits of the 7950X3D with half of its cores disabled. Alright, if you have something like a Ryzen 5 5600X, for example, you're going to be CPU bound, but right now, since we have a little bit more vegetation on screen, it's actually GPU bound all of the time. Well, not anymore, but yeah, in dense forest areas, you can still be GPU bound at 1080p high settings with 300-ish frames per second. Absolutely insane for the 4060. I mean, again, it's a 2018 title, I get it, but it looks good still, and it's getting 300 FPS, come on. New developers, fix your games. Guys, buy this game while it's cheap. It's definitely worth it. And I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, I love you all. Bye-bye.